Manchester United have eased the growing pressure on Erik ten Hag after a 3-0 victory for the Red Devils against Southampton at St Mary's Stadium. Onana saved a Cameroon penalty in the first half after a Diogo Dalot foul in the penalty box, but the Cameroon goalkeeper saved the Englishman's spot kick. From there, United dominated. Matthijs De Ligt headed in a brilliant Bruno Fernandes cross to give United the lead before a brilliant Marcus Rashford shot from the edge of the box gave United the points. Substitute Alejandro Garnacho made the game safe late on with a brilliant finish into the roof of the net to give the Red Devils a vital win. Manchester United 3, Southampton 0, and what a relief that was. After 2 tough weeks, this win couldn't have come at a better time. It's been hard for United fans lately, with criticism piling up, some deserved but much of it exaggerated. Headlines about Erik ten Hag facing the sack, wild claims about Matthijs De Ligt being a flop, it's been a mess. So getting this win right at the start of the weekend feels like a breath of fresh air for the fans. It's not like we rebuilt Rome today, and sure, Southampton aren't exactly top-tier competition right now, but plenty could have gone wrong. Some will say it's just Southampton, but here's the thing, if we had lost, it would have been chaos, a draw, panic. So the only real option today was to win, and we did comfortably. A scrappy 1-0 could have raised more doubts, but a 3-0 victory is different. Yes, Southampton had a penalty that could have changed things, but once Onana saved it, we took control. From De Ligt's opening goal, United dominated, and it could have been 5 or 6 goals if we had been more clinical. Let's not get too carried away though. Crystal Palace next week will be a tougher challenge, and if we lose, all the noise will come back to calls for sackings, criticisms of the players. That's why it's important to just take a breath and enjoy this result. Hopefully what comes next is consistency, because we saw flashes of brilliance today. Casemiro's calm setup for Diogo Dalot, who squared it for Alejandro Garnacho to roof it. What a beautiful third goal that was. It doesn't matter if it was against Southampton or a lower league team, the build-up play was pure quality. There were other positives too. Zirkzee and Rashford linked up well a few times. Amad Diallo was fantastic, and Ugarte's cameo showed promise. He's no N'Golo Kante, but he won the ball high up the pitch a couple of times and kept it simple. Onana's penalty save was huge, and despite a few knocks to key players like Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Martinez, we came through without serious issues, hopefully. After an international break, a 12:30 kickoff away from home is always tricky. You're not going to blow teams away, but a solid 3-0 win gives us something to smile about. Let's not overhype it, but at the same time, let's enjoy the result. It's exactly what we needed right now. Here are a few things we learned. One was Rashford's first Premier League goal since 9th March, a low curler which appeared to remind the 26-year-old who is he and what he's capable of. Through that goal and the ensuing hour, there was an odd sense of a man rediscovering himself and his own talents, each shot and pass and dancing flick slowly regenerating something which has occasionally felt permanently lost. Even he wasn't sure he could still do that. The goal no doubt meant a lot to him, and the hope will now be that the Englishman can kick on and have a season similar to the 2022-23 campaign under ten Hag. United have long been the footballing home of false dawns, but this was the first signing of confidence or joy from Rashford this season. Nurturing and protecting that is now Erik ten Hag's primary challenge. Matthijs De Ligt silences critics. During the international break, De Ligt came under fire for his Netherlands performances, and a return to United, who looked to be in chaos, was probably not ideal for the Dutchman. However, during the rocky start against Southampton, De Ligt was brilliant defensively, stopping a certain goal with a vital boot to deny a tap-in for Cameroon. Up the other end, after Onana's penalty save, after a brilliant cross from Fernandes, De Ligt rose highest to beat Aaron Ramsdale in the Southampton goal. It was a confidence-boosting moment for the Dutch defender. The other is the early indication a coherent defence is forming at United, something ten Hag has not had since he joined. Nusai Mazraoui, De Ligt, Lisandro Martinez and Dalot complement and enhance each other as a unit. While Dibbling and Ben Brereton Diaz were allowed space early on, Southampton didn't manage a shot on target in the second half. This was just the second game this quartet have started together. Every time they do so in the future will only develop and improve their relationships in United's defence. Last season, injuries forced United to use Casemiro, Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire, Willy Kambwala and Victor Lindelof in various constantly rotating, anxiety-inducing combinations, removing any opportunity to build functional partnerships and leading to the 5th worst expected goals conceded figure in the league. Yet against Southampton, De Ligt completed 92% of his passes, 50-64s, won 3 aerial duels and 3 ground duels and made 6 clearances, 2 tackles and blocked a shot off the line, alongside his goal. While his error against Germany earlier this week demonstrates he's still not at full match sharpness, as Ten Hag has repeatedly made clear, this was imperious and impressive. And alongside De Ligt, Martinez won all 4 of his ground duels, made 4 interceptions and completed 97% of his passes, 57/60ths. Despite conceding the penalty, Dalot went on to make 2 key passes and 1 big chance, completing 94% of his passes and 4 ground duels. Mazraoui continued his remarkably sound start, sharp in tight spaces. For all the jokes about Ten Hag only being able to recreate his former glories by signing the same players, it's worth noting De Ligt and Martinez only overlapped in Amsterdam for 17 days in July 2019, so this isn't so much getting the band back together as assembling the All-Stars. The defence's task should also be made much easier once Manuel Ugarte settles in. Every team needs foundational figures to rely upon, and for United that has often only been Bruno Fernandes. A great defense can only be great as a collective. Ten Hag may finally have found the right individuals to forge into that collective. Next, Andre Onana redeems himself after a poor start. Another player who was beginning to become under pressure from the United fan base was Andre Onana, who fans felt the Cameroon goalkeeper could have done better with Liverpool's goals before the international break. After a daft challenge from Diogo Dalot in the penalty area, Cameron Archer stepped up for Southampton, but it was a brilliant save from Onana to deny the English forward. It was a great stop to deny Archer. Perhaps that penalty stop could be the catalyst for Onana to get him out of this rut. Adding to that, the midfield decision pays off for Erik Ten Hag. Manuel Ugarte was certainly ready to start for United after his appearances on international duty, but Ten Hag decided to go with Christian Eriksen. Starting Eriksen alongside Kobbie Mainoo, both ball-playing midfielders, was certainly a risk, but after a poor start for the Red Devils, the pair excelled. Easing Ugarte would certainly be a smart idea, and that decision from Ten Hag paid dividends for the Red Devils. Finally, Ten Hag eases the growing pressure. Following United's 3-0 defeat to Liverpool, the pressure was beginning to grow on Ten Hag, with the Red Devils being humbled at Old Trafford against Arne Slot's side. However, this victory and how United won the game will surely be a boost for the Dutchmen, and they must build on this. With winnable fixtures coming up for United, Ten Hag's side have to build up a winning momentum before the fixtures get really tough. While this win wasn't flawless, it was a solid performance that brought some much-needed relief. Now, the focus is on building consistency and carrying this momentum into the next match against Crystal Palace. Let's keep the support strong and back the team as they push for more positive results. If you're excited for what's to come, hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below.